Hi, Bethany. I decided to take you to this lovely tree. Looked better a couple days ago before the leaves actually started going brown and all that, but whatever. It's pretty. Pretty backyard. Ooh. Yeah, let's take a look at all these apples. This is the post chicken chop video that I promised. I was gonna do it right after the chicken chop, but I got a little distracted and ran away. That does not actually hint at how I took it. It went pretty well, actually. The setup was really clean. It was an outdoor processing mobobber. I managed to back up the truck without hitting anything. I got that one egg that the chickens gave us out. And yeah, guy, okay. Warning. I'm going to talk about stuff that might make some people not want to eat meat. So, stop watching. I don't care. Whatever. You eat meat, you know it's from a dead thing, at least you should. Anyway. Okay. So the guy takes them, like 2 or 3 at a time by their feet, and has just this itty-bitty square board, and off with their heads. Chop, and, you know, they try to run away, but he stuffs them into this thing, head down, so that they can bleed out. But then they bleed into these big garbage cans, pretty much, and, you know, he hoses them down. He does about like 8 at a time, and then lets those bleed out, and then the next step is they go into this big boiler thing. Sorry, just getting over my cold now. And there's a big paddle, and it turns them around, and, oh yeah, he cuts off their feet too, of course, but, and that boils them fairly nicely. I think it's to get the feathers loose, though my chickens were molting, so loose feathers anyway. And then in they go into the de-featherer plucking machine, and I don't know how that works. It was just a big round basin, and you could hear them all tumbling around, and out they came with no feathers at all. It's fairly efficient. And then onto the last processing board, and then the guys stand there and rip out their guts. I saw the thing's intestines, and what I think was a liver. It looked like a liver, and then all the regular, you know, red juicy stuff. I sat there and I watched the whole thing. I'm still gonna eat them. Chicken is good. I like chicken. But yeah, so I really thought I would have been grossed out by it, but I think it's because they're chickens. They're kind of, well, they're covered in feathers, so you don't really see all the gory part, and then when they're not covered in feathers, you just see it as meat, because, you know, you do a chicken roast. It's not like you do, well, you know, some people way back in the day would do a pig roast, but it's really hard to do a cow roast, where it actually keeps its body form and looks like an animal. I don't know. I think it would gross me out if I saw a pig or a cow being slaughtered, but not the chicken or the turkeys, because, I don't know, they're poultry. Poultry isn't as bloody and gory and So yeah, now we have a whole bunch of chickens in our freezer, about 17. 4 went to our neighbors, 3 are claimed for Lee's mother, and we have to see what Lee's grandma wants, because apparently stewing hens are hard to get. I don't know if I explained the term stewing hens. They are ex-layers. After 2 years they stop laying, and then they are butchered and become stewing hens, because they're not really meaty, so you just use them in stews. I'm going to put mine into casseroles. I've had some great recipes. Stuffing. One recipe, it calls for like 2 packages of stuffing. And then you go cream of chicken soup. I haven't heard of that before. And cream of celery, and you go stuffing, soup, chicken, stuffing, soup, chicken, stuffing. I love stuffing. Why don't I eat stuffing more often? Ooh, little bug. Weird little bug. You won't be able to see it, never mind. Anyway, probably a longer video than it needs to be, but whatever. La-di-da-di-da. I guess I will exit, and this time pause long enough that you can actually hear me saying goodbye, because if I say goodbye and then click, it apparently cuts off the last 3 seconds with the little red light on. So I'm gonna go like goodbye, and then 1, 2, 3, then click. So pathetic. Anyway, tree, me, still not a vegetarian. I like me my meat. So, bye, Bethany.